All right, episode one. Got things going on. And I'm going to start it off at mile 3. I'm calling this 30 miles in 30 days. I have 30 days to complete 30 miles on this treadmill. The reason I'm doing that, I guess, exercise and not lifting weights and stuff is you got to know a little bit of backstory about me. I have a bad back, L5, S1, show a little, right? I have a bad back and I have not been able to get that treated for the last almost 3 years. This year will be 3 years. And I dedicated myself to finally this year, 2026, the year we're in, trying to fix that. But one thing I need to do is start getting into working out, start getting into actually improving my health and fitness. I think this is, one of those things where you need to just do things, right? You need to just start it. It's rough to, sometimes you have a lot of ideas in your head, but it's just, how do you start it? How do you do the thing? I probably did more than 3 miles, well, more than 2 miles the last 2 days. But let's say the 15th is when I started, April 15th. So by May 15th, I need to have completed 30 miles. It doesn't specifically have to be on this treadmill, but it needs to be 30 miles, whether I'm out and about, whether I'm doing this or that. 30 miles dedicated, not just out and about working. So just realizing how hard it is to talk and to walk here. But I'm going to be writing this down, kind of doing it as I go. Let me see here. I want to split this video up into 2 things. Be candid. I need help. Who can help me out there? Who knows of a way, of an exercise or a set of stretches or a sport that I can get into, or anything that can kind of help mend my back without needing surgery? Because it's getting to the point where I'm considering surgery. That I know a lot of people tell me, yo, don't do that. That's not, that's not right. That's not good. But you don't really understand what someone is going through until you've gone through it yourself. And it gets to a point where you drive yourself crazy. You're like, oh, my back, this and that. And you're just like, I will do anything. Right now, thank God I'm doing good. It's just that it's getting a little to that point where it's like, I need to do something. I used to go to the gym every other day. I'm gonna throw up some old clips here. But yeah, no, I've always been that big guy who has participated in sports, even though he may not have been the best. Okay, I better not get no backlash off of these. But one time we were in middle school, and I had been trying out for sports like everybody else. So I was always the big kid, right? So whatever. We didn't have a lot of money. I'm not gonna go out there and buy Predator shoes, a little magazine. Oh, these new shoes coming out, or something like that. No, I'm not buying that. My parents aren't buying me these really expensive soccer shoes, especially when I'm a big kid and I don't even know if I'm gonna do this. So what we did is we went down to like a corner store, and I'm talking like, just like, not even like a corner store. It's like a store that's in the middle of nowhere, and they happened to have soccer shoes in one of the aisles. We picked up those soccer shoes, bro. It was like the first or second day of practice or tryouts. I don't know what it was. Sorry. They exploded on my legs. It was the most embarrassing thing ever. When it exploded off my foot, I literally was just like, bro, I was like, oh no way. I got my shoes and I walked away. Biggest point of shame ever, man. Having the amount of miles I've walked in the corner here. So I did more than a mile each day previously. I might make 4 videos during this. I'm gonna upload again next Friday. But I really enjoy these little projects where it's not long term, but it is gonna keep me busy, and it is gonna keep me healthy. All right, we made it a little more intense. I think walking and talking at that low speed is probably going to be is going to provide some sort of benefit in terms of making these walks a little more intensive, right? Because before I was just walking, no talking, just listening to music, but now it's making it more intense, it's making it more real, Right before I got hurt, I started doing a little bit of Muay Thai, not anything too structured. I did two Muay Thai classes, and then I got hurt, right? Dude, I got my first, it was my first or second pull-up on camera, and I'm gonna put it up here. It's not the most impressive thing, but if you're coming from where I'm coming from and you're understanding, like, yo, you've never done a pull-up in your life, that pull-up is like everything for you. So while, you know, I was progressing in my workout journey, I did my pull-up and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start getting into Muay Thai, I'm gonna start getting into fighting. I like working out, but this is kind of the next step. You know, how are we gonna take this, you know, further? You know, I don't really have any sort of death wish or want to get into the ring and actually fight Muay Thai. I think I like more of the action, right? The all the movements and stuff. But another one that kind of seems really interesting to me, and those guys seem like really like fit and stuff, is wrestling, American wrestling. Have you ever seen those movies? They boom, boom, boom. They're doing rolling and stuff. They're just, bro, they're like animals, man. I think that's something I wish I could do, you know? So let me see. Maybe in the future I try it out. Let me bump it up here. I'm gonna stop the talking for a little bit. I think we're at 0.45 miles right now. I'm gonna try to power through till about 0.8 and then see where we go. Okay, we're just about there. We just hit a mile. Shout out to Car Care Nut. Videos are always informative. Mile, right? So it's proof that I'm doing it, right? That's about a mile and a half. Unfortunately, don't know if a lot of that was filmed. What a shame. What a shame. All right, cool. Just wanted to. I don't know if the recording cut off or anything. But basically what I've been trying to say is my back is bad. I just did a mile and a half on the treadmill. I'm so happy to finally be able to do something like this. Let me know if you guys know who could help me out in terms of my back. Where should I try out? This is kind of like an open forum. Half miles, 3 days. Let's see what we can get after, right? It's just about getting up and going. It's not about tomorrow, it's about today. I just want to go ahead and thank you everyone for sticking around. If you watched, if you didn't, that's fine. Leave a like, leave a comment, just do the thing. Take it easy, guys. Bye.